friendly neighborhood something or other. So today what I wanted to do was I kind of wanted to spice up my speed paints a bit, because I was getting really fucking bored of, I don't know, just using the same royalty-free tracks over and over again with no commentary on what I was doing at all and just kind of letting it run. So I decided to throw in some ad-libbed voiceover on shit. It's just, talking without really a script in mind or anything for that matter, just saying words at my microphone and hoping it makes sense. Because it could add some more personality to what I'm doing besides the personality that comes through in the literal actual art. So what I'm doing today, I say, having this footage for literally months. This is month-old footage that I just keep forgetting to edit. This is my character, Ed. I love Ed. He has very quickly become one of my favorites upon me making him. This is one of the first times that I really sat down and drew him, besides a couple of sketches in my notebooks and stuff like that. And basically my intention was to make a doodle page for him, which I kind of use as the half-assed reference for a character, just to show them off and figure out what they look like and what they act like. So this is, as you can see in the background, for my doodle pages, I usually do them traditionally for the sketching and the line art, because I feel that I'm much faster doing sketching and line art traditionally. It's more fun for me that way, personally speaking. It makes me give up control and not try to draw perfect lines as much. So I actually get shit done faster. And then I usually take a photograph of this with my phone, edit it with my Photoshop app on my phone, and then toss it onto my computer to color it and maybe shade it, because color is nice and it looks pretty and makes me happy. And also, it's important to character design. That too. That's not as important as it making me happy, but so this is Ed. I believe I already said that, but as I said, this is one take ad-lib. I don't care. I'm gonna talk in circles. I also have 10 minutes to spare or something. So this is Ed. And Ed is a cambion. I will explain that in a moment, but basically what happened is I made Ed because I drew a bingo card meme, and in one of the squares of the bingo card I was talking about all non-humans or has multiple outfits, and I just drew this guy who is just a smiley face man but with horns, and I loved him instantly and decided he was going to be an actual character. So basically that translated into a more thought out and well-developed character, but he is basically a demon with a smiley face mask. So into the design elements, Ed is a cambion, which basically means he's a demon that looks like what the people around him perceive a demon to look like, at least when he first became a demon. And because of this, he's kind of a classic red-skinned demon, at least on the outside mostly. He has a dragon tail and feet, kind of almost like a western dragon. And he has paw pads on his hands because I thought that would be cute and they would match his awesome peats. Other than that, I decided I wanted to go with this loose, baggy style of clothing that was kind of reminiscent of what someone might wear doing parkour, or very urban, athletic kind of look. Because I really wanted him to look like he's out and about all the time. I gave him this halberd that he has sometimes because I decided somewhere in my drawing him that he was a hitman, and instead of using something boring like a gun, I would decided to just give him my favorite weapon, which is a halberd, because I think they're neat. And I think that Ed is neat. His character design is basically just me throwing together things that I think are neat. I just think he's neat. So, getting into what a cambion is. Cambions are one of my 7 demon species. I kind of made them when I made Ed because he didn't fit neatly into any other types of demon species, and I wanted there to be 7, and I was still missing a type, so that's why he exists as a cambion. What an actual cambion is in real life, because that's a real life term, is it's basically like a changeling, except for demons instead of fairies. So if you know what a changeling is, thumbs up. You understand me, probably. The deal with cambions, at least in my world, is that they are a type of demon species that their appearance is influenced by the people around them early in life to look like whatever the majority of the crowd they grow up with thinks a demon would look like what looks demonic to these people. So for Ed, it's fairly classic. Cambions also are not always born cambions. Cambions are also a disease or a curse. Essentially, sometimes cambions can infect someone who is not a cambion to become a cambion. And I just said cambion like 3 or 4 times, maybe 5. And that is what happened to Ed. Since I'm starting to color now, I'm going to go a little more into his appearance. I want him to be like a very classic red-skinned demon due to his background, and just very classic look for him. I really liked the smiley face mask just being stark white because it made it really stand out and obvious when you look at his face, like that man is wearing a smiley face. I also wanted to give him vitiligo because that wasn't something that I really had seen a whole lot on characters that have unnatural skin tones. I've only ever really seen it on characters who have normal human ranges of skin tones. So I thought it would be a really interesting and unique look to give this kind of deep maroon skin a lighter pink vitiligo pattern on it. Besides that, I wanted his clothes to be dark and neutral tones, once again very urban, and especially to not detract too much from what he has going on with his everything else. Because there's so much color just on his skin alone that I didn't want to detract too much from it. As you can probably see right now, if I lined up the audio in time with my visuals, who knows if I did that properly, because I'm definitely very good at video editing. You can see that he also has a scar on his back of a cross. I wanted to give that to him for backstory reasons, but it's supposed to look like a burn scar, essentially, where he had been branded. Because of reasons. Reasons, which I am getting into now. Backstory. Hell yeah. The deal with Ed is Ed was not always a cambion. He used to be human. He's about 27, I think 27 years old is what I decided. And basically he's been a cambion since his late teens, early 20s. He hasn't been one for super long, but long enough that he's pretty used to it at this point. Originally, he is Japanese. Ed is not his real name. I don't know what his real name is yet, don't ask me. But he is a Japanese man who is a follower of the Christian church, probably Catholicism. And basically, one day through a series of events, which I haven't decided yet, but does it really matter? Point is, he got infected or cursed or something and became a Cambion through probably not a huge amount of fault of his own. The problem with this is, being in a very conservative, probably Catholic community, they didn't really take very well to one of their church members slowly transmorphing, whatever. They didn't take well to the fact that he was very quickly turning into a demon man instead of a human man. In this process, an exorcism was performed on him. Didn't work, because that's not how demons work. But that is how, the thing with his back happened. After that, he moved to the Traveler's Market, which is a setting in my world where a lot of non-humans end up going in order to avoid humans, since humans aren't supposed to know about things that aren't humans. Just like the real world. They're hiding among us. Anyways, he moved to the Traveler's Market, and there, because he's a Cambion, he has the need to feed off of destruction now. All demons have some non-food thing that they need to feed off of, and for Cambions, it is destruction. He kind of found the best way to do this was to be a hitman, where he would go out and kill people for money, and also, eat the destruction and death that he caused in order to not die. It was kind of like a win-win situation, honestly. And so he's basically just doing that now. He's just kind of existing as a hitman who is a demon and has trauma. Because a lot of my characters just exist. I don't really put them in stories. I just let them exist. They've gone through enough already. Ed is existing with two other Cambions currently, though, which is Momo and Oscar, who are two Cambions I made shortly after I made Ed. I'll probably do Doodle pages for them sooner or later as well, because I think they are also very neat. But he basically lives with them. Oscar's just kind of his chill roommate who he thinks is pretty awesome. Oscar does the YouTube things. Ed also does the streamer things. He plays Fortnite. He Fortnite dances on camera sometimes. And Momo is an Instagram influencer, because I thought that would also be very interesting. Ed does have a relationship with Momo. He thought Momo was a girl and flirted. And it turns out Momo was not a girl, and in fact a man. And they had a time. And he's not sure how he feels about that still, because he was pretty sure that he was heterosexual before that. But probably not. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have for Ed. I hope this has been fun or enjoyable, at least a little bit. I don't know how to do endings, so I'm just gonna leave now. Bye!